Right, hopefully everyone should be able to hear me. My PlayStation was having some sort of strange glitch. If anyone can say in the chat if they can hear me, that'd be greatly appreciated. If anyone doesn't mind doing that quickly. So, not even going to talk about all the delays that have happened for this. Right, so we're just about to start Vietnam for round 7, I believe. So here we are, 5 red lights. And are we going at any point? Are we going? There we are. That was a long delay, wasn't it? Right, AGU starts on pole position. You've got Tom alongside. You've got Lennon in P3. Kieran Trapp starts in P4. You've got AP trying to go round the outside. AP's going round the outside of Kieran. But Kieran's managed to hold him off at the moment. Tom has been overtook by Lennon through the long right-hander. It turns into this left-hander at the next point. Get AP on the back of Kieran Trapp. He's not overtook yet. Oh, got a Junkie Sport and Breja Daddy, I think that was. So they're going side by side. Go back up to the front of the grid. AGU. You've got Lennon and Tom. Go AP and P4, Kieran in P5, and you've got Captain Chubbs in P6, Wesker's in P7, you get Junkie Sport P8, Catamies has already picked up a penalty in P9, you've got Breja Daddy overtaking that T Smith, got a little bit wide though for this tricky last sector. There's a bit of wing flying off there. Who's that off of? Catamies. Oh, there we go, Catamies. Breja Daddy in P11, you get T Smith P12. Pagani's sitting in P13 in the back of T Smith as well. Kieran Trapp is making a move, by the look of it, on AP. Is that Junkie Sport as well, just getting past Wesker. Three in a row here, coming down the straight. The Alfa Romeo having a look. Wesker trying to get past Junkie Sport. And he's pulling out, and he's going down the inside here. It's really tight corner, and he gets the move done. Up into P7 Wesker goes. He's recovering from bad opening few laps. Kieran Trapp under pressure from Lennon, but it looks like he's just got past him and he's got DRS. Zombie in P8 and you get Junkie Sport P9. Red is in P10. You get Catamies who's on the back, as you can see, trying to go down the inside. Bridger Daddy on the back of Katamis. Oh my God! Jesus Christ Almighty! Oh dearie me! Oh dearie me! Katamis and Bridger Daddy have had an absolute almighty collision on the straight there. That was a big old collision. It's brought out a virtual safety car. I mean, that is some collision, that. On the straight, that could have easily been a lot worse than what it actually ended up being. Katamis comes into the pits, Bread as well, and Lennon. Two of them will be for wing damage, I'm sure, after that. So, neutralises the race for a while. Full laps in already, had a virtual safety car. DRS has just been enabled as it's went green. So Lennon, Katamis, Bread is going to drop down the back. Westgar's on the hards, everyone else is either on the softs or the mediums at the moment. Also the guys down the back have just put on fresh boots. AGU though still in the lead from the other Alpha Tauri in P2. Kieran Trapp is in P3. Then we get AP in a pretty comfortable P4 at the moment. Captain Chubbs in P5 as well, just behind AP, and it looks like he's going to be able to pull off a move here down this straight. Just on the back, and he's going to get DRS now, and he's going to be absolutely flying past him. That's the easiest move you'll ever see. And Captain Chubbs moves himself comfortably up into 4th place. Westgart now starting to get to grips with those hard tyres. I think initially he struggled on them, obviously, with the difference in grip levels between the softs and the hard in the opening part of the race, but it looks like he's now getting to quicken up a little bit. Junkie Sport sitting nicely behind as well. Junkie Sport quite solid race so far from Junkie Sport. Oh, look how much extra grip he's got through here. As you would expect, having a Red Bull, he's got much more. He took a little bit too much pace there. That right-hander. It's a really twisty, tight section at the end. It's really a demanding part of the circuit. He's just hit the wall and he's lost a little bit of his wing there, which took far too much speed. You need to be really careful there. There's walls all around at those points there, right at the end. So you need to make sure you don't run too wide. Can't take too much speed or you end up doing what Junkie Sport just done, and it could end up worse and you could end up retiring. Only 14 runners tonight, so a lot of chance to score big points here. EP though still the closest battle at the moment on the back of Captain Chubbs. Captain Chubbs overtook him on the last lap. AP now going to try and get back past him on the same place he got overtook on in the previous lap. Captain Chubbs is not anywhere near DRS range of Kieran Trapp yet. He's got another second to find to get inside of that. Fifth lap, sorry, we're on now. A few pit stops have been made, but I think that was mostly for wing changes. I think anyone's actually come in for a legitimate stop yet. I'd be amazed if we don't get a safety car around here with the type of circuit it is, with the walls so close proximity. I mean, you've seen what happened with Cat right with Bread on the straight. It's very easy through here, and as you see with this sector, it's a very impressive sector, but it's a very difficult sector. It's not easy. It's a lot of keeping your foot kind of midway on the throttle. You can't go full throttle through a lot of this. You're kind of easing off. Oh, as you see, nearly hits the wall there, AP on the outside. And there's a first legitimate pit stops, but I think Carl actually, Junkie Sport has had wing damage. Pagani is in the mediums and he's coming to the pits, so I'm assuming that's also wing damage. So that moves Wesker up at P7, Goy's in P8. Goy had an eventful race last week, but so far much better from Goy. Tom Duval catching up to the back of AGU a little bit now. He's gained a little bit on previous few laps. Still though a little bit too far behind to get DRS at present. DRS is a very overpowered thing here, as you can see with the length of straight you've got there. They're on all the way down to this kind of hairpin left that leads you on to another small little straight before the final tricky sector. You enter with the S's that go on for what seems like an eternity until the final corner. It's a really interesting track, but sadly it doesn't look like we're going to get to actually see it in real life, as it's kind of been dropped due to, I think there's been some sort of political bribery or something like that, so we're not going to see it. But definitely it's an interesting track, and I think it's a shame we're not going to get to see it for at least one season, at least one race. Lennon catching up to the back of Tom T. Smith. Lennon does seem to be pretty quick in this year's F1. Don't think he's actually in the Division 1, I'm not sure. But yeah, he does seem to enjoy it a bit more, as the car in front of him has just picked up a 3-second time penalty. His first, Bred's also in Catmies has got one, so 3 drivers out the 14 picked one up. As we're about a quarter of the way through now. Lennon's right on the back though of T. Smith now. You can see him gaining quickly, and he's got this big long DRS straight coming up here. Oh, actually this is the smaller one, and then you've got the roundabout, which I think actually is a roundabout. I'm pretty sure it is an actual roundabout that's used in real life. You can see here, we're going all the way around, and then onto the big long straight, and oof, T. Smith very close to the wall there, and that's hampered his run, which is not going to help him, but I don't think it made any difference anyway, because I think Lennon is going to pretty damn easily get past. He's already alongside, and he's already passed, and pulls back into the racing line for the next tight hairpin. He's a little bit wide, but he's managed to just about get it turned in time, and now he leads T. Smith comfortably. On he goes now, and Captain Chubbs comes into the pits for his first pit stop. AGU stays out. The 2 Alpha Tauris still pretty close together. Kieran Trapp is in P3, AP P4. Zombie is going to overtake Captain Chubbs, who's in the pits at the moment. Goy is still in P8, but there's a big gap from P7 to P8, so Captain Chubbs, I imagine, will comfortably feed out ahead of Goy. Pagani P13 and the Ferrari. Lennon now catching up to Goy. Ooh, once again, he's got another car in front of him that has made the exact same mistake and nearly hit the wall on the exit there, and that's allowed T. Smith to waltz past Goy as well. Well, Goy is being pretty quickly overtaken by quite a few cars now. T. Smith outside the DRS range of Lennon now, after Lennon is pretty quickly dispatched of cars ahead of him. Tom Duval. Oh, was he not in? Oh. I'm pretty sure he was at 1.4 seconds, so he's lost a little bit more time there in the last lap or so. So don't know what's happened to Tom in the last lap, but yeah. Oh, I think his tyres might have been off because he's just headed into the pits. AGU, though, has managed to keep his tyres in, but it's highly likely that I think AGU will probably come back out behind Tom. Tom obviously getting the undercut. Obviously, if AGU pitted first, Tom would have to have went an extra lap. I think T. Smith has had an incident. He looks like he's hit the wall because he's lost a full left side of his wing there, and so that's not going to help his downforce at all. Goy gets past AP, that's in the pits, so Tom Duval has come out in P5 after the pit stop, he's put on the mediums. And then you've got AGU, I imagine will be in this lap. Definitely a track that promotes a lot of overtaking. But it's definitely a track that promotes a lot of re-overtaking as well. Because you can get past that first DRS straight, and then that like long second DRS straight, you can get straight back past them. So it's a bit like Abu Dhabi in that regard. EP on the back of red now on fresh tyres, and this should be a pretty damn easy move. Down the straight, he's going to get DRS now. It opens up, you see, and it's going to be a very straightforward pass again. I think it's a little bit too easy to overtake on this track. I think it's one of those tracks that you get tracks that are too difficult to overtake on. This track is a bit of a too easy one to overtake on, especially in the game. Obviously, we don't know how it would have played out in real life, but I imagine it would have been pretty easy. Kieran and Zombie both into the pits. Lennon's already pitted. Now, I think that might have been for wing damage because it was a very early stop he did when the virtual safety car came out. AGU, I thought would have come in, but he's holding out for a bit longer. He's managed to do a good job on those soft tyres to do that long, as he just goes over a little bit of wing that someone's succumbed to on the wall. That could have been a multitude of cars. I think I've made that mistake. Zombie pits and comes out just in front of AP, then just behind Captain Chubbs, who's on the hard tyres. Wesker started on the hards. But he's got Tom Duval catching up to the back of him. We're going to see a very easy overtake, I think, here from Zombie pretty shortly. He's going to get past Captain Chubbs, I would imagine, on this next straight. We've also got Tom Duval, though, so we'll switch to Tom Duval quickly, who's going to get past Wesker down the inside. And it's going to be an easy move in the medium tyres, so we'll switch back now quickly to Zombie and watch Zombie and AP closing in on Captain Chubbs. Zombie quickly closing in Captain Chubbs. It looks like it's going to be a very easy move as the yellow flag in sector 1. That's either Pagani or T. Smith. I've seen on there. And they're going side. Oh, they're going. Oh, they've collided again. There's been another collision on a. Oh, God, that's AP's in the wall. AP's lost it on traction on the exit. And after he just got past the Zombie and Captain Chubbs, he's dropped it. So he has. So bad moment for them. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's Picani or T. Smith. So I don't know what that yellow flag was for. AGU still not in the pitch yet. A little bit of drama there for a few corners. Zombie is closing into the back of Captain Chubbs again now. And after the little incident on the straight, that's the second incident we've now seen on a straight. I think it does kind of close up a little bit towards the end of that straight, but still, I think they should be getting quite comfortably around down a straight without colliding with each other. But at the moment, there seems to be having a bit of an issue with that. I think AGU being shortly. I mean, his tyres must be pretty damn awful from now. T. Smith on the back of Pagani down the back of the field. Got DRS straight coming up pretty shortly now. Switches to left-hander down here, and then you've got this straight. Tom might wait for the next longer straight though, as AGU finally pits from the soft tyres. Oh God, Pagani's dropped it. Oh, Pagani. Oh, he's absolutely dropped it. He's dropped a treat there. Pagani is on no traction, I believe. So that could explain said incident. Now, that's Katami's behind him, who's lapped from Wesker. AGU has come out in P2, so he has come out as we expected behind Tom, but he has come out ahead of Wesker. Obviously he's on quite a few laps fresher tyres, which will come in to more benefit towards the end of the race. Zombie in, Goy in, Bread in as well into the pits. Junkie Sport pitted from his soft tyres very early on and went on to another set of soft tyres. So he'll have to pit again. And quite a few of these will have to pit. Obviously Wesker's not pitted yet. He started on those hard tyres that he's still on. But I think he'll go to near the end and then hopefully put on a set of softs as Catanese is getting past. But he's lapped down, so he goes past. Lennon in P5. Captain Chubb sitting nicely in P6, and you get Junkie Sport P7. Big gap back to Zombie in P8 on fresh tyres, same as Goy and Bread. All three then just come into the pits just there. Just back out. Goy on medium, same as Zombie. Bread on hard, same as AP, who had to come back in again after his stop, after he had that collision with the wall. So he's had to put on another set of hard tyres to get him to the end. T. Smith in P12. Pagani's in P13 after his little... Oh my god. He smashed... He's just smashed through the wall again. Oh, so it's not been the best few laps, has it, for Pagani? Virtual safety car. That might persuade a car like a Wesker maybe to come in, but I'm sure he'll be wanting to go a lot further out in the race on those tyres. But the medium should get to the end from here pretty comfortably, so you never know. But where is... Well, he's too far away to take any advantage really of that. He's far too far away actually, in all honesty. Yeah, so he's not really going to be able to take any advantage of that. I don't think anyone is, to be honest. So still not been a full safety car, but there's been a fair few virtual safety cars, so... That's mostly from people colliding with walls. Oh, Goy's picked up a drive-through for speeding with a virtual safety car. Pagani gets 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, just to add to as many woes he's had over the past 5 or 10 laps. Is that a yellow flag? Who is caused a yellow flag? I don't know who that's for. Not actually sure. AGU catching up to the back of Tom now. Gained about a second. Obviously on quite a few lap pressure tyres now. So it definitely be more of a benefit towards the end of the race. So I imagine Tom will be able to get to the end on those mediums, but so AGUs will be in much better shape, I'd imagine. Also as well, AGU seems to manage his tyres better. He managed to go a lot longer on those softs, so I'm sure we've been nursing them pretty nicely. There's another yellow flag. Now, who's that yellow flag for there? Round about Captain Chubbs, but Captain Chubbs seems to have all his wing intact. Lennon. Oh, I think it might be actually. I think it's the Ferrari of Pagani getting out of the way actually, yeah, it is. In the background there. AGU's very quickly caught up to the back of Tom now. He's nearly from DRS range already. And he's had to pick up the pace a little bit to get back past him, and he's very, very quickly done so. Seems to be pretty comfortably the fastest man out there at the moment. AGU, don't think anyone comes close to him at the pace he's shown at present. Kieran's doing a pretty good job of catching up to Wesker. He's on much, much fresher hard tyres, mind you, than Wesker's that he started the race on, and it looks like and that's a Ferrari who is backing off again. It's caused that yellow flag, that Pagani again. No. Battles for the podium positions, battle for the lead up front, and you get Kieran and Wesker in the battle for the last podium place at present. AGU though looks like he will be pretty quickly getting past. Now, will he wait for this second straight? I imagine he will, because there's not really much point of getting past on this straight, because you can pretty quickly be re-overtaken. Lennon and Junkie Sport in for their, what will be the last stop, I would imagine. They both pitted earlier on, and here you see the battle for the lead, which is going to have a change of leader pretty soon this race, I imagine, as AGU very quickly in the slipstream. Well, Zombie has retired, though I think that might have been in the pits, because Zombie does have to do nights sometimes at work, so he might not be able to complete this race. I don't think there's anything else about that. Didn't collide or anything, I'm pretty sure that's the reason. AGU though, as we saw, very easily passed Tom Duval and up into the lead of the race once again, as we're over halfway now, and he is comfortably, I think, on his way to a victory, barring any mistakes. Kieran, no, closing in still on Wesker. Wesker still holding more just about at the moment. We're down to 13 runners, still opportunities for a lot of points. Big gaps developing down the back though between Tom Pagani and Katamies. Huge gaps, and there's that big gap between Captain Chubbs and Kieran, and a big gap between Lennon and Captain Chubbs and Lennon and Junkie Sport. And is that Lennon? No. Oh, that's T. Smith actually, I think. No, it's not. Kieran trying to get past Wesker down the inside, and that is another very straightforward move. Oh dear. Don't have to work very hard for your overtakes around here. It's quite annoying in that way. It's very straightforward. Tom Duval's already outside a DRS range of his rival in front, so I think that's going to be, should be a race nearly done and dusted, you would expect. EP's on the back of Bread. He's got DRS coming pretty soon. Just about in DRS range. He's just in a second and in the activation zone, and he's going to close in a little bit, and then he's got this next straight to come as well, which is the much larger straight. Just needs to keep it nice and tidy through here. Oh god, that'll help. Bread hits off the wall and has lost a little bit of his wing, so once again another victim to that little kink there before the straight, and AP is another benefiter of the DRS down that incredibly long straight, and yet another move down into the hairpin. AP moves himself up into P8, recovering after some earlier incidents in the race. Now up front the gap is increasing once again. Can Bread stay with AP? I think that might be Katamies. What's happened to Oh, Katamies has absolutely zero wing. He has nothing at all. As Bread pits for his last stop. Coming up to lap T. Smith there. Just getting out of the way of the front runners. Bread's put on the mediums. A lot of large gaps developing pretty quickly between the top 5, top 6. So it doesn't look like we're going to have much change in the order, if any, over the next 11 laps. Bread has come out just now on new sets of medium tyres. But he's got a big old gap to catch up to Goy. Now, as I said, the closest gap is out front. It's 1.6 seconds, though. Wesker has come in for his pit stop now. He's going to come out behind Lennon. Lennon could be catching up to Captain Shubs. I think that might be our battle to watch pretty soon. We'll stick on board with the battle for the lead, though. AGU, though, seems to have this under control at the moment. The gap, anyway. Just needs to stay out of the walls, which is easier said than done around here, as you can see with how many wings people have used so far. There's been a lot of busy mechanics. That's definitely for sure happened. There's been at least 8 or 9 wing changes. I think that's probably putting it lightly, though. I think there's might be more than that. Yeah. Busy mechanics today. It's a little bit like Singapore, this track. It's just, obviously Singapore's a lot tighter. This is a lot more of a high-speed street circuit, a bit like Baku, but it's very flat here. It's a very flat circuit. Whereas really other street circuits like Monaco's quite hilly. Baku's got a few quite hilly bits as well. Vietnam is very, very flat. Doesn't make it the most exciting in terms of a flat circuit. That battle for the lead, I think, is pretty much dead now. 2.4 seconds. Lennon is quickly catching up to Captain Chubbs, and Captain Chubbs has a penalty. Lennon does not. But Lennon is gaining pretty rapidly on that car in front of him. He's on hard tyres. This should be a very straightforward move in a lap or so's time, with the pace he's gaining on average per lap at the moment. Wesker's behind Lennon. He's on fresh softs, but unlikely he's going to be able to catch up that much of a gap to the back of Lennon and Captain Chubbs. Is that another yellow flag? I think that's Katamis again. It is at that roundabout. I think it's fair to say it's not been Katamis' race. Oh dear! Oh, that's Captain Chubbs, who has became the umpteenth victim of that kink before the straight, and that wall has claimed yet another victim, and yet another wing change might be in order soon for Captain Chubbs, as I think with that wing damage and the difference in tyres, Wesker will pretty quickly catch up to the back of him when he's got wing damage. So I think he's better off just coming into the pits, to be honest. Got a few corners to go here. The pit lane just comes up at the left here. I imagine he'll be in. Yeah, he is. Comes in. He knew there was no point trying to stay out on that wing damage, especially around that last sector. I imagine it'd be pretty horrible with wing damage. Well, it's one of those sectors you need as much downforce as possible. As Wesker setting the quickest lap of the race, as you would expect, with lower fuel and fresh softs. Captain Chubbs is coming out in a minute. He's come out behind Junkie Sport, but yeah, I think he'll be very, very quickly past Junkie Sport when they get to straight. He'll probably wait, same as everyone has been doing recently, for this next longer straight as they go round the roundabout towards this long straight again. And here we go, here's another DRS Easy move. No, as of yet, he's not made it. He's made it now. Down the inside he goes. Junkie Sport's going to try and get a fight, get a bit of a cut back, but there's just no fighting it. Tom Duval has come in for another pit stop here, which has dropped him down the order slightly. Down into P3. He has got 8 or so laps. Well, yeah, 8 laps including this one. I include this one. So to catch up 10.5 seconds. So Kieran is on hard tyres that have been used for a solid 10 laps now. So I think he'll get past him before the end of the race. So something else to watch. So actually got a bit more collisions, a bit more action than what we were going to have with a look of the gaps a little bit earlier on. There's been so many collisions, I've got collision in my brain now. Decent race from Lennon so far. It went for that early pit stop. AGU's pitting as well. He's not going to the end. He's pretty confident he can do another stop. He'll probably come out just behind Kieran Trapp, but he's going to have much fresher tyres. But a lot of late pit stops here. Captain Chubbs as well. Obviously he had to come in with his wing damage. So trying to take the crown of fastest lap off Wesker. There we go. I think Kieran is going to take the lead now. He is indeed. Well, actually, is he? No, he isn't actually. AGU is just out in front of him. Just out in front of him. You see that the amount of time Tom has gained on Kieran, though. It's down to 7.4 seconds already. It's extremely quickly closing. AP down that long straight has got past Captain Chubbs now. Sets the fastest lap of the race, so it's a 37.7 they need to aim for. The fastest lap. AGU and Tom and AP still to have a go at that. Goy as well is on softs, fresh softs. Pagani fancies a chance as well, putting on a fresh set of softs as well. A lot of new tyres getting fitted here. That gap's down to 6.7 seconds now, so he's well on target to get past Kieran here. Maybe even with a lap or two to spare at this rate. Bit of a lock up, you don't want to be doing that. .3 seconds. It's a pretty extreme difference in tyres, isn't it? Fresher tyres, faster tyres. It's a combination that is showing the difference here. Softer hards. Just the outright pace he's gained. 7 seconds I think he has in 2 laps. So that's pretty extreme. Often see that kind of gain between two guys that are pretty closely matched in this race, but it just shows you how much of a difference the tyres are having here. I think it's even more noticeable here than other tracks for that last sector. It's so much extra grip on those soft tyres in the end, especially with slightly worn hard tyres. And the extra speed you're able to take on the softs will be pretty ridiculous. It's nearly under 2 seconds. It's going to be under 2 seconds by the end of this lap. It's already under 2 seconds. Look how 1.5. Oh my god. 1.2. 1.1. Is he going to actually get from DRS range in there? Yes, as well. He's in from DRS range. Oh, that is ridiculous. It's not even got wing damage here. It's just incredibly quicker on those tyres. I don't think I've ever seen such a big difference in tyres. There we go. It's one of the most straightforward moves you'll see for P2. There's another yellow flag, but I think that's Katamis once again. I didn't quite think it'd be that early on he would get past. T. Smith, I think, has given up the... Or has he crashed, actually? Oh, it looks like he's crashed, actually, at the left-hander. Just at the entrance to one of the right-handers, near the end of the circuit. I think he might be... He's on the left here. It looks like he's crashed there. So, that's probably a safety car. Which is a very late safety car, so we've got a last lap sprint coming up. Lennon dives into the pits. AGU is... that's not very handy. AGU has... The safety cars come out just behind AGU. So now AGU is going to have to go all the way round to catch up to that safety car. Is that... Yeah, so that means basically the safety car has stopped. Or just start of that straight. And it's time to wait for AGU to go all the way around the circuit to catch up to it. So it's going to be a very quick safety car here. Because I think it has to come in pretty early on at this late stage, so I don't know. Don't know how many laps we're going to get at the end here. It's not going to be many, is it? Everyone's going to have to try and get to their position behind the safety car pretty quickly here. There's Goy and Bread coming in. Kieran's the only one that's not as of yet, but I imagine he will come in. I think he's coming towards the end now. There's Tom coming in. Kieran coming in. So yeah, they're all in for fresh sets of soft tyres. We've got a last lap sprint probably coming up here. AGU is going to catch up to the safety car eventually. Yep. Well, the last cars to catch up is going to be Pagani and Katamis, who's about 17 laps behind, I think, at this point. The amount of collisions and yellow flags has been caused by Katamis. Usually it's Katamis colliding into other people that causes the yellow flags to safety cars, not himself doing it into the walls. It's not a very often thing you see, but he's done it a fair few times already. In this race now. He's caught up to the safety car. It would be very helpful if the safety car could slow down a bit here, because everyone wants to catch up to the back of it. And there's a Red Bull there that's going to have to, I think, unlap itself at some point. I think that's Goy. I'm not sure if he's going to get a chance to unlap himself, to be honest. The way this safety car's come out, such a... Oh, see, the safety car's in this lap. And this is just kind of ruined this race a little bit in terms of the safety car, because it's just going to... Because everyone's so far behind it. Usually it condenses up the pack, but in this case it's not really condensing up the pack much, to be honest. There's such a big gap between the cars. He's off he goes, so we're back racing. There's 1.9 seconds between the front two. And you've got Kieran in P3. Lennon's in P5. Now he's catching up to the back of Wesker. He's not able to make a move just yet. And a turn one. Oh, he's going to go down the inside at the long right-hander though. The first few corners. And he's made that move stick just about. Though I think Wesker will have DRS. No, not yet actually. It's not activated, is it? As of yet. The Wesker still might be able to make a move here. Down this straight. But how long it is. Tom has closed that gap slightly to 1.5. Now AGU did have slightly more worn tyres. He didn't pit for a fresh set, so Tom has got a brand new set of tyres, so no DRS at the moment, so that's going to hinder things. But as you can see, Tom is really flying at the moment here. Got that gap to under a second now, so can we have a last lap battle coming up pretty soon here? There's a yellow flag and set to free, and that looks like it's Goy. And there's also one for Katamies as well. But I think Goy's get back going again. Katamies, on the other hand, hasn't. So as we start the last lap, Tom closing in to the back of AGU. Both similar ERS amounts. There's going to be a last lap battle though. Tom made the decision to come in, and he just about caught up to the back of the safety car just in time. And he's going to be gaining a little bit here. But he didn't get the best exit, but he's going to be gaining a lot in this next straight that's coming up. He just needs to make sure he gets this as clean as possible through here. He needs to make sure he gets a good exit. And he does. He's got a decent exit. It's 6/10 is the gap. So he's going to be closing. He's using all of his overtake to close in as much as humanly possible. That's not enough though. He's not gaining here. The DRS is the big difference usually here, and he breaks as late as humanly possible, but it looks like AGU is still in the lead. He's still in prime position to win this race. None of them have got penalties, as you can see, so as they come round for the final time through the S's, through the really quick S section here, flying round, he's still in front. AGU, he's still got that enough grip to see him to the end of this lap, and he's got a few corners to go. As he comes round the final corner, Tom is gaining all of the time. Oh, when he took too much on the final corner, but AGU comes home to take well-deserved victory. Tom Duval P2, Kieran takes P3, Lennon's going to take a very respectable P4 as he's coming round the final corner now to take P4. Wesker is going to take P5. Captain Chubbs now coming through the S's himself. Got a few corners left to go himself as well. Here we go. And the penultimate corner. And then he's got the final corner coming up here. Fast left-hander as Goy finishes P9. And Captain Chubbs takes P6. Junkie Sport coming around the last few corners as well now. big gaps between cars. Freds took P10 just behind Goy. Junkie Sport takes P7. AP has got a few corners to go as well, and he's going to take P8. Here he goes, takes P8, AP, and then Pagani is going to just come round now to take P11 in about 5 seconds time. There he comes round and he crosses the line now to take P11. Katamis jumps into the pits at the end to finish off Hanoi in Vietnam, or as Lee Cole would like to say, Thailand. There we go. Driver of the day has been awarded to Goy from the game. It's an Alpha Tauri 1-2 for today. AGU, Tom Duval and Kieran Trapp, and the Renault rounds out the podium. That concludes this evening's action for performance. Sorry about largely there was quite a few incidents that happened that led to that, and then we didn't get to see Coley sadly as well. Hopefully everything should be resolved next week, hopefully. We've got Div 1 tomorrow coming from France, I believe, Paul Ricard. And then we've got Div 2, which will be with me on Wednesday. And then Thursday and Friday. I think, is GC still going? I think GT's still going. On Thursday and Friday. And then we've got performance back next Monday. We've got a few weeks left, and that should be back with Rom again. Rom's doing the remainder of performance while I do Wednesdays for the time being. But that concludes this evening's action. Thanks very much for joining me, and sorry again about the issues.